In this series of videos, we are going to cover an app that's similar to Brick Breaker. Right? It's a game, and in order to build this app, we are going to use multiple screens. So in this video specifically, we're going to cover how to navigate between different types of screens in App Inventor. So if we see in our upper left, we see screen 1, and a lot of our apps we've built have been only a single screen at this point. We've set up our project already in our screen 1 to be portrait mode only, and we've added this label for doing later, right? So this will be our main screen. Screen 1 launches when the app launches. So if we click add screen, we can add different types of screens, and we'll add a few different screens starting with a menu screen. Okay, on our menu screen, we can then navigate from our menu screen to all the other screens of our game or exit the game. Right, so this will be the main screen for our app. Right, and for now, we'll just add 3 buttons as placeholders. The first one will be to play the game. Right, so play game. The second one will be for high scores, to view the high scores, and the last one to be the quit the game. Right, so quit. Right, and just like our main screen, we want to keep it in portrait orientation. Right, so our menu screen will allow us to bounce between playing the game, viewing the high scores, or quitting the game. Right, so we need to add screens for these 2 other options. So let's start with the high scores screen. We add it and it comes up. We set the orientation right away so we don't forget about it. We can remove the status bar and title visible. Should do that. If we want them removed from one of our screens, we probably want them removed from all of our screens. Okay, and we'll just stick 2 labels on here for now. First one will say high scores, and the second one will just have a 0 in it. Right, we'll worry about how to save, store, and record high scores later after we build the game. All right, and then lastly, we need to add our gameplay screen. So go to add screen again. And this is where our actual gameplay will occur. So we're going to leave it blank for now, but set the settings, portrait mode, and we'll just go through how we can navigate between these screens. So our first screen that comes up is screen 1 when our app launches, right? And later on we'll discuss how to do that specifically, but we want to move it straight into our menu, right? So as soon as it's loaded, we want to load our menu screen. So when we initialize screen 1, we actually want to, right, so grab initialize, and then under control we see we can move to or open another screen given a screen name. Right, so as soon as we open screen 1, we want to go to the menu screen. Alright, and so that's all the blocks there for this screen 1. So when we launch our app, it'll immediately go to the menu screen. And then on the menu screen, we can switch between the blocks for all the screens instead of going to the design view. We have 3 buttons that we didn't really name. So our first button we see is play game. Our second button is high scores. And our last button is quit. So we'll add the on click events. So on click for each of these. We should really rename our buttons, but we'll go through that. This is just to get the navigation going. Right, so again, we go into open another screen. We want to duplicate that here. So for button 1 click, we'll open the gameplay screen. 2-click will open the high scores screen, and these names have to be precise. They have to be the same. And then our quit button actually should exit the application. Right? So exit or close the application. Okay? On the menu screen, we also want our back button, right? Our software back button to close the application. So we'll repeat that block there. Right? So we have our navigation, and we can go to the other screens. If we get to the other screens, we need a way to get back. Right? So we don't want to rely on some built-in control. So we just say, okay, when we press on the high score screen, when we press the back button, we want to close the screen, right? So instead of closing the application, we'll just close the screen. And since we navigated from our open screen of our menu screen, when we close our high score screen, we should end up back at our menu. Right? And then next we will go to our gameplay screen, and we see that we can do the same thing, and this is how we will navigate between the screens. Okay, so we've set up the basic navigation between several different screens, our gameplay screen, our high score screen, our menu screen, and our splash screen, which we won't see initially and we'll save for implementation later.